in a universe where life does not end at death. We explore the infinite possibilities forged by our very minds. Welcome to Arthadian Anthologies. Before we get started, I just want to inform you that this series was recorded over Discord. If the quality dips, it's due to connection issues. Before we get started, we have a few special promos to feature. Be sure to check out the show notes in this episode to explore what you find in the following features. Enjoy.
In a world where magic is rare, those with talents are in hard to burn. We will all burn. No! There are doors to a place where the supernatural is common and nightmares are reality.
It's probably still in there. Please!
And set the cosmos on a path where that may be no coming. You will all burn.
Tuesdays, noon, Eastern Standard Time. SlayTheStars.com. Persomnia ad Astra.
Reborn in Power is expanding. You can help it expand more by supporting a crowdfunder campaign where you can gain access to multiple tiers of becoming a chosen yourself. All to help build this new expanding universe into a wide network of epic creators. Check out the link in the show notes and claim Chosen Creation and more today. Greetings, fellow travelers and storytellers. Welcome to a Reborn in Power series featuring Dr. Cal and his creation, Proto. Follow along as he learns how to live and survive beyond the confines of the Zellic Dynasty. Dr. Cal, you, Proto, and Officer Asla are inside a pod and are now lifting off, going up. You're in the atmosphere of the harbor and you continue to rise higher and higher, up until you begin to see the horizon, the curvature. It's slight, but you can see the curvature of the harbor, and you begin to also see above you the ring that orbits around the harbor, the massive satellite ring. And you continue to fly higher and higher. This is your first time leaving the atmosphere and going into space. You see Proto is just looking up. What are you doing?
Dr. Cal just kind of looks over at like one of the windows, I assume. And he doesn't like put his face up against it, but like you see him like slowly leaning more towards it because he's getting infatuated by it. Is that the big fancy word? Yeah, that's the word.
As you are looking out and are mesmerized by just the expanse of it all, you hear, "Alright, we're leaving the atmosphere right now. How are you two doing?"
I look over at Proto. Does he look fine?
Proto looks like he's just looking outside and then looking over towards you.
We appear to be fine. Proto, you good?
This is Serene.
Jesus.
Right. Alright. Well, we're gonna be getting to the quantum force in approximately an hour and 46 minutes. So, I guess just relax. If you need anything, I'll go into the back to get you guys something if you like. And you see her autopilot successful, and then you see she stands up and she goes and walks back. It's like, "You guys need anything? Do you have nutritions?"
Oh, right. You're still hungry.
I'll see if I can get some nutritions for you. Thank you. Please, can you give me 3?
God. Proto, why do you need 3?
I said please.
Yes,
I'll get you some nutritions. And then you see she goes over to the door. The door slides open and she heads out.
As she's doing that, because I think it's funny, Dr. Cal's going to actually like look over at Proto. Can I do like a diagnostic check, see if any one of your systems is eating more nutrition than normal?
You want to go inside me right now?
What? I mean, I asked. Do you want me to? Might be able to tell you what's going on.
I don't know. What I want is to go to TL Frameworks.
We're not going to TL Frameworks.
You are.
You're not going to TL Frameworks.
You see him like kind of lean over, his forearms now on his knees, and he's just giving you like a glare in his eyes. And as he like looks at you closer, please roll me a perception check.
Perception. Where's my D12s? There they are. God, Oh, you're fucking kidding me. Oh, this is gonna be one of those sessions.
Is it a 1?
Okay.
That sounds like a 1.
Yeah, it is. It sounds like it because it is. That's a 16.
16. Okay. Well, I mean, you still have a pretty high.
Yeah, who would have thought?
Remember, inside this game, 1s don't matter too much unless you're facing off against someone else.
I know. It's just always. It irritates.
Yeah, I get it.
Grinds my gears.
You kind of like look off to the side for a second, and then something catches your eye in Proto's eye as you see it looks like a silver light is swirling around his iris. And it's swirling, and this has never happened before. As he's just staring at you.
Does your eye feel fine? I point to the. Is it like the left eye or the right eye?
It is both eyes.
It's both eyes?
Yes.
Oh, good. Proto, do your eyes feel fine?
Yes. Though they feel irritation, annoyance.
Can There's something in them. I don't think that's normal for primes.
Something.
You've never had
them.
those before. Yeah, like I don't know, like a light.
Oh, if this is what if this is your trick to try to get into my head, you can get into my head.
Proto, look at me.
What?
When have I lied to you ever?
I guess you're right, Creator. But I don't know.
I never lied to you. I only tell you the truth.
Okay, but you're hiding something from me. For this,
I'm not
going to
anything
TL
from
frameworks.
I told you why I don't want you going to TL
But
frameworks.
why
told
do
you
I
the
have to
exact
listen to
truth.
some guy in your head?
Because maybe God, I say. Like, he looks very confused as he says that.
Fine. And
I mean, imagine...
suddenly the
if
door
you just-
the door slides open and you see
Wait,
Asla walks in.
he did what? What did Proto do? Sorry, I got confused.
No, so he just sighs and then you hear the door open and Asla walks in. And as Asla walks in, you see he looks back. It's like, and you see his eyes widen up, and that circle is like disappears from his eyes as you see a smile pops on his face. It's like, nutritions? And then she's like, I got 5 nutritions for you. All right. Would you like one? Like, no, he is fine. He already ate. I will have them.
You want 5 nutritions? I look over at Proto.
I would like 5 nutritions. Yes.
Proto, can I do a diagnostic? Something's wrong.
Aslo looks down. It's like, a diagnostic? And-
Oh, were you not filled in on Proto?
I forgot. I forgot. Sorry. And she looks over at, it's kind of trippy.
I mean, I assumed he told you the basics.
Yes. It didn't go through my head very quickly. Sorry. Here are the nutritions, and then he's like, I'll take that, and he starts to pick at each of them, and then looks over at you as he goes and picks up the 4th one, and then you see the guilt on him, and then he's just like, all right, all right, Creator, here you go.
5th nutrition.
Yeah.
Yeah, I take the 5th nutrition. Proto, what? That isn't. That's not normal, Proto.
You see him
You're
take.
eating like more than a Redicon, I think.
And
I think they only eat like 2 of them.
Proto looks up at Asla. Is like, thank you. And then he begins to eat the first nutrition.
So many nutritions. He's gonna eat out of house and home, just like straight up.
As that happens, Asla goes and sits down back over by the pilot's chair, and she looks back. So, you're a scientist, right?
Mostly computer scientist, yes.
And
Proto is my first dive into more biological functions. He just looks over Proto, eating nutrition number 1.
he is finishing nutrition number 2.
Jesus, he eats fast.
You see him look over towards you. He's like, I am Creator's project. Okay.
Biological functions were done by a friend of mine who is no longer with us.
I did read some of your report, or at least the your file.
Curious. I wonder what's all on it. All right. I gave that report, didn't I?
Yes.
I don't remember what I've done.
Well, it seems you've done a lot, and you're... Are you going to be helping Corps Command? Is that your plan?
I mean, they have given me no reason not to help them yet, but... he, thinks back on how long he worked for Deimos Vortex. I am keeping my distance from being part of your organization entirely.
I see.
I would like to be independent from them. I will help.
Alright, well, I mean, we welcome the help.
Has Proto finished all the nutritions yet?
At this point, it looks like he's finishing up the last one. And he's just like...
That isn't...
Oh. Thank you for the nutritions.
For daily nutritions. There's so much calories.
You see him kind of sit back and he's like, Have you started eating yours yet?
Dr. Cal has opened up the package and has started nibbling on it.
Right.
Because
you see
it's
him
a day's worth of food.
Yeah, you see him staring at you, Proto, and he just stares at you.
Dr. Cal breaks off half the nutrition and just throws it to Proto.
Proto easily catches it and then just puts it all in his mouth.
I have no idea why his appetite is so voracious.
Maybe it's what he requires. You think? Yes, it is what I require.
You were just supposed to be a normal prime. Unless Finton did something biological, or the parts have some hidden meaning behind them I didn't know.
Isn't that why you're wanting to go to Vicronix in the first place?
Yes.
And
Seal Framework's parts are
Proto
interesting.
Looks over, is like, yes, and my creator thinks that it is better for me to not come along when in reality the most efficient way that we can do this is for me to come along so that they can also look me over to see if my pieces actually are doing what they're supposed to be doing. And she looks over and he's like, so is he an actual Sin? Like an AI?
I mean, I would open up the back of his head if he would let me. You could see it. Core is right there.
I mean, I don't know if I want to actually look inside him. And he's like, why are you trying to have her look at my diagnostics? She probably won't understand them.
I mean, Dr. Cal takes out.
Asla looks over.
Dr. Cal doesn't have a codex.
Asla looks over. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they gave you a codex, right? Yeah.
Did they?
I believe so.
Yeah, they did. They gave me another codex because the last one was lost to that stupid rat.
But you see, Asla looks over her shoulder, looking back at Proto. Is like, you're very, I don't know, prime-like. Prime-like that is my function, to be very prime-like. I don't understand what you mean. I mean, it's It's obvious that there are some parts of you that I could tell you are not. You're an AI, yes, but you actually have a personality to you. Have you not met another AI that doesn't have a personality like mine? Not really. They're very hell-bent on the specific functions that they are, and you could tell the difference between an AI and and she just kind of turns back and just looks out into space, kind of uncomfortable. And Proto just staring at her, and then staring at you.
My current theory is something about the remaining parts of his nervous system are still affecting the programming. But the programming wasn't that advanced. Seems that the body helps make his movements and personality. Not sure why.
Alright, well, I have some reports to get to. I'll be inside the other room. If anything pops up on the consoles up front, just please let me know, okay?
Okay, doc.
And you see she goes and gets up, walks over, the door opens and closes behind her. And Proto just looks over, is like, Am I AI creator?
That's a hard question to answer, because I'm not sure. You seem to be more than that, and I'm not sure why.
I feel like I am. I don't know, I watch you. I have watched the others. Now that I have seen a lot more people outside, I am watching them too.
Just curious. I assume it's the remaining bits of their brain that can still interface with you or helping you with more naturalist movement.
I don't have any parts of the original brain of this body. I remember that specifically, if there's any parts of there's no memories.
There's no memories, but there is the inner brain near the stem. The cerebrum and everything is
Do you think I have a soul?
I mean, you're definitely a lot more complex than a normal program, so possibly.
Do normal AI have souls?
I think it depends on how long they've been active.
So, a longer active AI would have somewhat of a soul, like I do, but I've only been active for a few weeks.
Yep. Something like that.
Interesting. If you would like, you may check my diagnostics.
I need to get all I can. Thank you, Proto. And Dr. Cal starts trying to get a diagnostic.
Okay, go ahead and
specifically saving stuff to the codex he's using.
Go ahead and roll me a computers check.
A computers check?
Yeah.
Better than a medical check. No, it's not. It's the exact same. Nope, there's a slight difference. No, you're kidding me. Guess what, Matt?
A 1?
It's a 1 again. It still should be enough. So that's 12 plus 1 plus 4. 17. Yeah, 17.
17 on a computers check.
With a nat 1?
Checking his diagnostic systems. That's a wrong die. As you go to check his diagnostic systems, you begin to try to transfer the information, and when you go to transfer the information from his diagnostics, you actually notice. Actually, roll me a perception with intellect. Perceptualect.
Oh, I'm probably going to succeed this. That was a 10.
Oh.
So let's add all the bonuses. That's already a 22. And then we add perception, which makes it a 27.
Nice. You notice a deviation, a large deviation in his, it looks like in his personality matrix.
Can I look into that a bit more?
You look into it and you see that he has shifted several points up in personality. In anger and frustration and what seems to be, it almost looks like a change in his gut or something, maybe
in his stomach.
Not necessarily his stomach.
Oh, in his gut.
His
okay.
gut.
Okay. Oh, like his will and stuff.
His like gut feelings about things, like his intuition.
Huh. Well, Proto, that's interesting. It does appear that you're able to mess with your personality more than I thought you'd be able. Seems to be developing. Huh. Curious. And he just kind of starts saving more of that into the codex.
Okay.
Do I notice anything weird about, like, biological functions?
You notice that his intake of energy has expanded a bit.
That's obvious. Does it say anything else?
No.
Specifically around the eyes.
No.
Does it say anything about the eyes?
It looks like everything is normal.
Well, besides the bones.
Yeah.
It already talked about the increase in, I want to say, iron around the bone?
Mm-hmm.
Curious. And I just kind of, like, close Proto up.
Close him up. And after you close him up, suddenly the systems...
What? I go knock on the door of the what's her name?
You go up, the door opens up, and then you see the hallway that leads down. You see one room on the side, and then you see the other room on, like, all the way down, like, straight forward. And then you also see on the right side of you is where the entrance to the pod itself is at. And you know that her room is literally the room straight down the hall.
I go to the room straight down the hall.
You go over to the room.
I like to knock on the door.
You knock on the door, and as you knock on the door slides open. She's like, "Oh, something happened?"
Something's going on with the systems.
All right, and then you see she walks over, the door slides back open, and you see Proto sitting down at the chair, and Asla comes up and is like, what are you doing? I am making sure that the navigational systems are correctly tied to the quantum force that we are approaching. Did you need something?
Wait, when did you learn how to do that?
5 seconds ago.
Damn AI.
He
just kind of rubs his
Can
temple.
I sit there, please? Yes, of course. And you see Proto stands up, and she goes and sits down. And as she goes to sit down, she goes and checks everything. It's like, we are on course for the quantum force. Good work.
The power of quantum computing. And I look over at Proto.
You should probably learn how to do this too, creator.
I'll work on learning it when we have our own pod.
I can teach you.
Yes, you can. And I just kind of look over it.
And Asla.
I keep saying them. Asla.
Oh,
I want to say like Ashla.
Asla looks over at Proto. Is like, yes, your pod is very nice. You take good care of it. And you see he begins to walk away, and go and sit down. And she's like, "Oh, thank you."
Did he do it correctly? Dr. Cal says.
Yes, he did it correctly.
That is curious.
Alright, it looks like we're gonna be there in, well, about an hour and 10 minutes or so. And she gets up and is like, everything's good. So, and she goes and leaves. As she goes and leaves, the time begins to tick by. Proto, like, occasionally just stands up, stretches a little bit, then sits back down. And what are you doing in this time?
I don't know why that was so funny to me. Just the fact that he gets up, just distraction, then sits right back down. Gotta get all the air out of those metal joints.
What are you
Dr.
doing?
Cal just kind of... He's looking over the diagnostics he saves, trying to see if there was anything else curious. Besides that, he's trying to think, like, what are these parts? Because they're not normal parts. They're not normal Sin things.
From what you gathered, that they aren't necessarily normal. I mean, actually, some of them are. Like, most of them are. From what information you have about Sins, they all need these specific parts to be able to hold and store like the actual
Core.
brain and core and of each Sin frame. They don't. The only difference is that for them, they also have wiring that needs to be attached and all these different enhancement slots that are attached to them. This is you had to basically attach these parts to biological systems.
Does the core seem different than a normal Sin core, from what I understand?
The core does seem different from a standard Sin core.
Maybe it's a prototype or something. I say, like under my breath, trying not to make Proto stand up.
Okay, go ahead and roll a stealth check as you say this, if that's the case.
Okay, good use of stealth. Do I roll it with charisma instead of agility?
Sure. Since you
that makes it 1,000 times
since
funnier.
you said it.
Let's do it.
Since you said it, yeah.
Yeah, Matt, it's funnier.
I gotta start doing that.
A 3, that means it's a 0 plus stealth. Wow, Matt, it's such a high number. You're not gonna believe. 4.
Nice. Proto looks over at you and is like, "Did you say something?"
I was just talking to myself, Proto.
You said my name,
I was talking about prototypes.
or at least my full name. And you
Not
see him
your
like
full name.
tilt his head at you.
Do you want me to give you another name, Proto?
No, I actually like my name, Proto.
Okay, dog.
Okay,
Then don't get pissed at it.
but
That's all he says and goes back to
if
his
you're going to
stuff.
create another version of me, are you just gonna call them Proto too?
No, I'll try to think of a way
And
to distinguish.
am I the leader of?
It'll be a while before
Am
I'll
I-
be able to make another one.
Am I a leader of the Protos? And also, what does that make me? Does that make me a specific type of? I am the prototype of the specific type of thing that you're going to be building in the future.
Yes, that would make you like.
I don't know. I think you need a name for our entire kind. Whatever. you're
Dr.
making.
Cal just realized that he's like doing god shit, trying to make his own race. So he just like sits back, like Dr. Cal visibly puts the like codex down, and he
Also-
like starts leaning back in his chair. He's like, "I'm playing God."
Also, creator, do you think that we need to go to grave sites?
No, Proto, we're not stealing any more corpses.
Well, then how are you going to create more of my kind?
I was thinking of cloning, but that's illegal in this sector. But yada yada.
You want to
we can
clone
work
me?
out. Not specifically you. We're gonna have to get some genetic information that's different.
What if I mated with a yen?
That, well, I mean, it wouldn't. It would just create the whatever they were before. As far as I understand, nothing's different with your reproductive organs.
Do I have reproductive, like, capabilities? Do you think so?
Dr. Cal thinks. Dr. Cal thinks. Can I roll a medicine to remember what I know about Proto's biology?
Go ahead and roll medicine.
Okay. Because I'm like, no, there's no way Vinton hooked that up. Why would he hook that up? Okay, it's a 7 plus 3, so it's a 22.
You remember he does not have any reproductive capabilities.
No, your reproductive organs weren't hooked up properly.
Oh.
We didn't think you would need them.
I suppose not, but if you wanted to create more of my kind, then I think that maybe... I don't know if that would work, but... I don't know.
Your biology isn't what makes you special. It's the hooking up of everything.
As you guys...
Biology's the easy part.
As you guys continue to sit there, finally the systems go, and then you see the door opens. Asla steps up to the chair, the pilot's chair, and then begins to, and she looks back. Is like, he's gonna need to be strapped into a safety harness before we go through.
Dr. Cal tries to remember, like, what that means. Because I assume this isn't normal practice for the DMO store decks.
Go ahead and roll piloting with intellect.
Piloting with intellect? Basically just straight intellect. Oh, that's a 22.
You remember that safety harnesses are needed for practically all, like, interstellar space travel.
Well, yeah, besides for Nugonians, right?
Yeah,
Well,
besides
specifically for
the vertigate drive. So you go over and you see Proto is already kind of strapping himself in, and then kind of locking himself up. And he looks up at you. He's like, "I am ready."
Dr. Cal tries, like, I guess I should probably be sitting down for this, even though I don't need to be harnessed.
You go to sit down. And you hear, as I say, alright, we're going to be entering through the quantum force in T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay. Can I try doing something?
I would like you to roll me a discipline will check.
I was about to say I wanted to roll a religion one.
Religion? You may roll religion.
You know why?
You may roll religion if you'd like.
Okay, so I need to roll the discipline, right?
No, unless you're like, if you're rolling a religion, then you're doing it like willingly, basically, to see if you can contact. I was going to have you roll just a discipline if you weren't trying to do it and it was just going to happen. So,
okay. Well, I'm specifically trying to... Oh, man.
If you're specifically trying to do it, go ahead and roll me a religion.
I rolled low. Like 14.
It still happens.
Yeah, probably because I'm in the quantum realm. You know, the place where he hangs out.
You... Suddenly, all the shapes begin to flow by you, and you see the shapes all begin to make a structure all around you, and then you see an island of black sand, and no falling this time. It doesn't feel like you did not fall through anything. It's almost like you were just appeared here.
Yeah. Easier to do this in the quantum realm.
And then you see coming out of the dark, murky liquid, coming out is a Nugonian stepping forward. Hello, my child.
How's it going, Cerebral? Oh, it's big.
He walks up to you. He's actually not that big.
Oh, did he shrink down to normal size again?
You're going to Vicronix.
I want to talk with the guy in TL Frameworks.
I warned you not to take your creation.
I thought that was just not take him in there. Not take him to Bicroniacs? Because he's not going in TL Framework.
You have someone watching him?
Yes, currently.
Make sure they watch him closely.
I will do my best.
When you get to this Frameworks place, make sure you pay attention.
Try.
Everything about this place is invisible to us.
invisible? Wait, you can't see in that?
This is why.
I didn't realize you straight up couldn't see in there. Oh?
There are some things we cannot see. Some things where we are weakened. But Dr. Cal, you go in.
Going to try talking with TL. Apparently Vinton knew him.
Fenton did not know him. He knew a scientist inside.
Why did TL want to speak with me? I thought this... Dr. Cal thinks for a moment, because TL, if I remember correctly, specifically asked for Dr. Cal.
Yes, he did.
To visit.
Yes, he did.
Oh! Okay, I've been running under the assumption that Vinton knew TL. Okay, this changes some things.
As this happens, you see Cerebral looks at you as like, you must go now. And suddenly you wake up. And
out of the quantum realm.
You see Proto is kind of slapping your face a little bit, like smacking it.
Sorry, Proto.
You are asleep.
Yeah, sort of.
We are going to be landing in 5 minutes.
Yep. Where is... God damn it, that name. Feels so bad. Why can't my brain hang on to it?
Asla?
Asla. Asla. I don't know why. My brain cannot hang on to that name. It's like an eldritch evocation.
Write it down.
How? How do you spell that?
A-S-L-A. Asla? A-S-L-A.
S-L-A. Okay.
Asla.
Okay. As like Dr. Cal slowly gets up from his out of body experience, I think is the right word for it.
Or was it your inner body?
Inner body experience. He goes to he groggily goes over to Asla.
Okay. You go over to the door and you walk over to her chamber. You knock on it?
Yeah, I knock on Asla's chamber.
The door slides open. Oh, hi. I was just gonna head out over there. Did you sleep well?
Yes. Asla, I do have a request, if you can.
Sure.
Can you look after Proto very carefully?
That was my assignment, yes.
Just don't keep your eyes off him for too long. Got to remember he's a sin. He'll access something with his brain or something.
I see.
Sorry to ask you again. It's just, I want to make sure he's not getting into trouble.
Alright, I will do my best. Do you want me to take him away from Vicroniax, or...
If you can, take him away from Vicroniax.
Okay. I will do what I can. And...
Be careful around him. He is more powerful than he seems.
Duly noted.
Duly noted. A warning.
You see, she begins to walk around you, and she goes over to the cockpit area. Proto is just sitting there, and then looks over at you, and you see he kind of gives you a look. Go ahead and roll me an analyze check. If you don't have analyze, go ahead and roll.
I do have analyze.
Okay, go ahead and roll an analyze check.
Of course, Dr. Cal has analyze. He's a smart boy. 22! Why do I keep getting the same rolls over and over?
22. You look at him and you can see on his face like he is... like he's watching you. So much so that maybe he overheard something.
You heard what I said, didn't you, Proto?
You'll want me to not go to Vicroniix now. And
I don't want you to stay on Vicroniix.
You see, Officer Asla looks over at the two of you. It's like, it's just, there are better food places over. I understand why he doesn't want me to be on Vicroniix, because he probably was asleep talking to this god of his. And you see he's starting to get angry. And as you look at him, you see the little silver spark in his eye begin to swirl again.
Oh no, that's not good. That's not good.
And he gets up and he stands up and he's like, fine, I don't want to be on Vicroniix then. Anywhere that's further away from TL Frameworks and you is better. Please, Asla, when you drop him off, take me back. I would like to go to the lavatory. And you see him walk over to the door, ignoring you. The door opens and it closes behind him.
I might leave him on his own for a week. He needs to learn how to live without me. He's getting real mad about this TL frame.
Yeah, I will... I guess I'll take him to the laboratory if that's what he wants, but I'm also going to see if I can talk him into something else. And
thank you.
Make him feel better if I can. I don't know, but yes. And you see her get down in her seat and begin to get ready for a landing. The ship, the pod begins to enter the atmosphere of Vicroniix. And
I'm severely worried he's going to punch a hole in.
You see,
because that's the thing he can do.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that is definitely a thing he can do.
I walk into the room that he's in, making sure he doesn't punch a hole in the wall and try to escape. You
walk over, the door slides open. As you walk up to it, you see him standing. Actually, he's leaning up against where the exit is at, and then he looks over at you, and then he turns his head away from you. What do you do?
Although you can't come along. Not until I understand it's safe. That's all Dr. Kel says.
He doesn't respond.
Also, please do not punch a hole in this pod. Your anger is...
I am not angry at Asla, I am angry at you, and I don't know how to do anything about that. If I was angry at Asla, I would sabotage this pod to make it explode as soon as we left.
Well, good to know you got your psychopathy from me. And I just look up with him, like, with this halfway joking, like, look on my face.
I would actually rather be with Asla than you, because at least she would actually give me nutritions.
I tried to give you nutritions. I'm just worried. That is a lot of food.
I can handle it. Suddenly you feel a... We have landed. The door slides open. You see Asla. Alright, so we are in the Cosmos Station right now. Once you get out there, there should be some people, you know, going around, and you should be able to find a pod to take you over to TL Frameworks. I can't exactly land in the middle of TL Frameworks specifically.
I understand. Dr. Cal looks over at Proto, and he like halfway starts forming a sentence, and he's like, "No," and he starts walking towards the door.
The door opens up, and you see a bunch of people outside, inside this cosmic station. As you walk down, and you see Aslo looks over. It's like, just message me on the codex when you need to be picked up. All right?
Thank you, Asla.
And she nods.
Take care of Proto. It means a lot.
I will.
And Dr. Cal starts walking into the city.
You walk through this cosmic station. You see a bunch of people like walking around. You see on a bunch of different crates is a little furry, what looks like a cat but a squirrel, and they have a sign up saying, "I'm looking for nuts. I'm looking for nuts. Give me some nuts."
I'm pretty sure I know what race that is.
It is. Roll me a biology.
Well, I knew about I knew what they might have been
Yeah,
originally. So
you remember them to be some kind of, squirrel
Oracean.
people. Yeah, Oracean. Like the guy that you thought was your assassin, or the guy that stole the.
Yeah, we thought he was an Oracean because he seemed very small.
Yes. Which this guy is
Dr.
really small
Cal
too.
Oh my God! There he is.
You-
Where's my codex? I'm joking. Dr. Cal just like tries finding his way over to like where the taxis are.
All right, you begin to go over, and you walk over to where it seems like there's an exit outside, and the crowd gets quieter, and you exit out into the city, and you see towering structures from before, just like how it was when you first came here during your time in the Zellic Dynasty. You see there are pods coming up to the streets, and people will like go up to them and get it, like basically you get a taxi as you go up. I would like you to roll me a oh God.
Charisma?
Influence.
Oh, this seems like the type of time to use bartering. So I'm going to use bartering so I at least have a chance to hail a cab. Okay, yeah, this is bartering, right? Would you count this as bartering? It's for goods and services.
Yeah, I would. I will allow it. I will say, I will allow it.
I'm trying to remember. Thank you, oh glorious kind DM. Or we would just have to walk to DL framework, and I don't think either of us want that.
That will take
so that's
several
a 3,
hours.
which means a 3 is a D8, right? A 3 on a rank.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a D8. There's my D8. So we got to roll these both. That is a 10 and an 8.
That's
18.
good. Ooh, that's.
Minus.
But don't you add your +6 from coding
3.
because you're bartering?
15.
Don't you add the plus?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So +3, which is 21.
21. Okay. Yeah. You're able to.
Hail a cab. All it cost me was 10 stamina. Sorry.
You're
7 stamina.
You're like jumping up and down over by the street trying to get their attention, and then you finally see a pod rush over, and then like it flies over, and you're just like, and the door slides open. Slides open. You see a Kron with what looks like a silver beard. And his eyes are glowing this bright blue, almost like headlights, like blue headlights. And you see what looks like a tattoo that goes across his forehead and up across his his actual head. And he's completely bald. And he looks at you and he's like,
I'm heading to TL Frameworks.
"Oh, well, come on in. Do you got Volt's chip, or what is your preferred method of transaction?"
I pull out a Volt's chip.
Oh, perfect.
Out of my.
All right, let me plug that in, please. And then you see he takes it. He's like, "I'm so glad I bought this." And you see he plugs it into his system. He's like, "All right, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride." The door slides closed, and then he. "You coming here for pleasure, business? What are you coming in here for?"
I think research would be the right word.
Research? You a scientist?
Yes.
And you're going to TL Frameworks. Ooh, you must be a really good scientist, huh?
I have some interest in some of their designs.
I got myself a TL Codex, too.
But they're good.
Oh, they are snazzy. I get to know all the information and everything at my fingertips, you know. And there's a whole connection to the TextNet and all that stuff, you know. Have you ever tried the TextNet before?
I cannot say I have.
Oh, really? So you're going to work at TL Frameworks, but you've never... Do you even have a TL Codex?
I do not.
You're missing out, buddy. You're missing out.
Maybe I'll get one near my first paycheck.
Mm-hmm. And you see he continues to pilot you over, and then you fly by where the dome is at. It's like, are you going to one of the little platforms? Do I need to fly you over to a platform and land you, or are you going down to the entrance?
Oh, the main entrance.
All right, sounds good. And you see him, and he goes and flies down straight over to where a pod landing zone is, right outside the entrance. And you see a bunch of people walking up to the entrance of the dome. There is a line that extends pretty far, and he lands, and the pod opens up. All right, and he detaches your Volt's chip. Here you go, sir.
How much did this cost?
Your charge on this was about 50 volts.
50 volts. That isn't bad. There we go. I had the right amount of volts. Thank you. Dr. Cal just closes the door. And lets the taxi drive off.
Slides. You see him fly over to someone who's standing over there, and you hear, you're looking for a ride? And you continue to move forward over towards these people.
The very long line.
Yes. Are you going to be waiting in the line?
Well, I mean, there's... What else am I going to do?
Okay, yeah, you wait in the line.
It's not like Dr. Cal has an appointment. He just showed up to TL Frameworks and is hoping someone will talk with him.
Okay, yeah, you continue going and waiting in line. 10, 20, 40 minutes pass. Then suddenly you get a on your codex.
I look at my codex.
You look at your codex, and you see a it looks like there is a video on there, file, a holovid file on there.
I open up the holovid.
From Officer Asla.
Yeah, I open up the holovid.
You open up the holovid, and you see Asla there. He's like, "Hi, Dr. Cal. I just wanted to let you know that Proto is really hungry, like a lot."
It's getting worse.
This is a holovid. So she said this holovid is like just want to let you know, I'm gonna be taking him to a nice outdoor mall area on the harbor to like take him to a bunch of different food places, see if he might develop a better appetite, and yeah.
After Asla sends me this, I just text sorry, and then I put down my codex and I continue waiting in line.
Okay, you continue waiting in line.
Oh, sorry. Marsh sent me something.
Oh,
because he's listening.
Yeah. As you continue waiting in line, another 20 minutes pass. You look forward. You feel like you might have another like 30 minutes waiting in line, as people are still kind of going in and people are coming out. Remember, this dome is massive. It like takes up a huge portion. It's basically like the size of, I would say, the size of New York City.
Yeah, I know. It's stupidly big. It's a super factory.
Yes, it's massive. Like ships can land in here.
Yeah. Dr. Cal is just like, maybe this wasn't a good idea, as he looks at the line.
You look at the line and you see someone walking over. You see they have a bald head, and they look like a Kron. They have this visor on, and they have a suit on, a black with white lines going down it, and he walks up over towards you, and he steps up to you. He's like, "Dr. Cal."
Yes.
You're here for an appointment.
I was hoping to talk with someone about parts I've done. Yes.
Follow me. And you see him turn around and begin to walk.
Dr. Cal just starts following him.
You follow him.
Because he's like, wait a second.
You go over.
He's remembering.
You go over to the main entrance. As you go up to the main entrance, you enter inside, and you see in front of you is what looks like a holographic image of the codex, the TL codexes that everyone is probably coming here to get or update or like do something with it. You see a bunch of different stations where more holographic images that are showing like specific areas, like directories to go to different areas. This guy goes straight through the security.
You're breaking up a bit on my end.
Oh.
Like enough that people in the audience text me. I don't know if you can do anything.
I don't think I can do anything about that, unfortunately.
Okay, I was just telling you.
I can hear you clearly. Can you hear me clearly?
Clearly enough. It's
Okay.
just like
That
yeah.
I do have some.
There's like
I do have a sound effect going on right now.
Yeah, it's the distortion at the beginning and end.
Okay.
You have a distortion on your voice. Stuff hits.
Let me see.
But I can understand you right now. I'll tell you if I can.
All right. Well, as you continue moving forward, he escorts you through the security area. You look over and you see multiple other Krons who are all dressed the same as him, looking towards you. And then you walk over to what looks like an elevator, a lift, and you guys go inside. The door closes up, and then it moves upward. He is completely quiet this entire time. Are you going to say anything?
No, Dr. Cal's too socially awkward.
All right.
He's just kind of sitting there, fiddling with this codex, seeing if Ashless sent anything after that.
Well, as you continue going up, you do see that she did send something, and says, "Don't worry about it. I'm going to make sure that he has some fun."
Dr. Cal just sighs, and he's like, is this what being a parent feels like? Am I a parent?
The door.
Dr. Cal says this out loud, just so you know. He's not expecting a response, but he does say it out loud.
The door opens up, and it opens up into an area where, well, it looks more like a lounge area, and you see multiple monitors up with different channels on them, and you also see a table and a bar, and there is a bartender behind the bar standing there, and you see him kind of wiping down some glasses, and you see someone sitting down at the bar, and he looks back over towards you, and then
Is it a prime?
as he looks back over towards you, it is a Kron, and you see they have a thick black beard, and they are also rather tan in complexion. They have these optical lenses on their eyes that kind of zoom in and then zoom out, and then you see he waves over to you. He has this combed over hair. It is a darker brown hair, and he's like,
Dr. Cal, come, sit with me.
Dr. Cal just kind of very slowly walks up to the bar. Are you TL or are you one of his associates?
I am an associate.
I assumed. And he just slowly goes up there and sits.
Are you having problems with the systems we provided?
Not necessarily. I'm just curious. There seems to be a few interesting complications.
Complications.
Dr. Cal pops up the codex with the diagnostics. You could screw it. They might as well. They know what he did with these parts.
you see him look over towards the codex, and then he takes his hand and he places his hand on it, and as he places his hand on it, he's like,
"It seems everything is in order. What is
Is
the problem?"
there something? Well, is there something special about the core? It seems different than a normal Sin core.
It is an adaptable core.
Adaptable. Oh, curious.
Yes,
Explains why it worked.
it will adapt to the bodily mechanics of whatever specific frame that it is using.
Well, you're looking at the diagnostics. I assume you know what I have done. Or at
Yes.
least what the plan was.
Yes, and it
Have you
seems
ever-
it worked out exactly as you planned it to be.
Not exactly.
Did
Curiously,
you not want it to assimilate into the society at large?
that was the point of it.
Well, then
But
shouldn't
there's
it have the same exact, feelings and actions as a normal prime would have?
That explains why it's already developed a personality.
Yes.
I'm more curious about what it has done with the frame. Have you ever experimented with that sort of frame?
Experimented with no. I mean, this is not my wheelhouse of expertise. I am here mainly because you have concern about some things, and I want to make sure that you know that everything is fine.
It is adapting its frame that it is in more than I expect.
Are you
normal?
talking about its abilities that come from the core itself?
I'm talking about things like its bones being coated in iron.
That is based off of one of its primary skills.
So it's able to affect the... Okay, I guess I knew less about this than...
I would say you should speak to TL, but TL is unfortunately not available currently. He has a large announcement that he needs to prepare for.
I was just curious about the parts. I assume I didn't know. I will be honest, I didn't know fully what to expect from. Vinton's the one who ordered them.
Yes. Unfortunate
I
about
really can't
Fenton.
ask him. Yeah, it was bound to happen.
Well,
I just wanted to make sure things were up to spec.
If you have any other questions, I can send you down to the laboratory to check some things out, or if you want to purchase anything, you can do that here if you'd like.
Not right now, though I may order some similar cores for the future. I assume they're quite expensive.
Are you still looking for perhaps a career?
Not currently. I have other issues to deal with. More pressing matters.
Very well. Well, if you ever need a career in the building and constructing of the best technologies Vicarnix has to offer, do return.
Oh, I am curious about one thing. How expensive are your codexes, your TL codex?
Oh, you're looking for a codex?
Not necessarily, but I do enjoy the ability to connect to the... What is it called? TechNet?
The TextNet, yes.
TextNet. I assume those are special for only your things.
Yes, unfortunately, the proponents behind the original codex, codex outline is not for easy use of access for the archive data that we have across all the core, the foundation. But we are trying to change that.
Curious. How much are they?
Well, one TL codex usually runs for around 1500 volts. But for you, I'm sure TL will be interested in a potential deal.
I mean, as long as he is fine with modifications I may do to the codex.
Or you can do whatever modifications you'd like. It's not going to change the foundation of what it is. Which is the TL Codex.
True.
But if you would like, we can cut that down to... How would you like 750 volts?
Oh, I was assuming you would say 1,000.
No, we will give you a 50% discount.
Thank you. That would be wonderful.
Would you like to purchase that now?
He kind of like pulls out his volts chip and looks at how much volts he has.
How much does he have?
He has 1,000, basically,
Okay.
just straight 1,000.
You were told that you'd start getting paid for this core command mission if you're doing it.
Yes. I would like to buy it now.
All right, I will get that prepared for you. If you'd like, you can go down to the laboratory and check out all that's going on there, or just wait for me downstairs.
I might as well go to the laboratory. I am always curious in what you guys have cooking. Is that the expression?
We have a lot of enhancements coming out soon, very soon actually, and we have several different companies that we are partnering up with actually. We are also working on our new pods as well.
Dr. Cal actually does perk up to that one. Curious.
Yes, we're trying to make them a better design and more affordable for the average person, and a bit able to go across the stars in a matter of seconds.
You're working on new drive technology?
Well, it's actually, kind of far back in designs, because the people that have this technology is the Dwarven Citadel. The Dwarven Citadel has what you would call conduit drives, and what we're trying to make a conduit drive because technically, Vicronix itself has a bundle of this conduit, and we can actually access that through the ports down below in the pretermit. The issue is some legality situations about the Sector 399 and how that place operates. But
Curious.
I have talked too much. I'm sure you don't want to hear all the political jargon that we have to deal with as a massive corporation here on Vicronix. Here,
Well, I am interested. I do not have time right now.
well,
My
I'm sorry.
experiment needs watching.
Why did you not bring your prototype? Yes? You did not bring them?
I was given the warning not to bring them by certain someone.
You were given a warning not to bring them. Why not? If you felt that some questions needed to be answered, why not bring him here so that our scientists could actually do a full diagnostics test on him to make sure that he's performing at his greatest standard?
I don't know. Maybe next time I show up, I'll bring him along.
I do highly recommend it. And if in any case, that maybe Teal can assist you in some ways by sending out some scientists to meet with you to perhaps give TL a systems check as well.
Maybe. I will see as the experiment progresses.
Good. All right, well, I will go get your codex for you and have you on your way.
Dr. Cal's trying to figure out how to get to the lab.
Okay, you see he goes over towards the elevator. The elevator door opens up, and he goes and presses onto the right button so that you can just go down yourself and not worry. And he's like, "It was a pleasure meeting you, Dr. Cal."
Good to meet you, Mr. I didn't catch your name.
Oh, I am Marmaduke.
Good to meet you, Marmaduke.
And you see the door closes, and you go down.
I feel like something was just said. Deja vu! Ooh.
You go down.
Sorry.
As you go down, the door slides open, and you see a large laboratory with multiple different stations, with multiple different scientists working on different kinds of technology. What are you specifically looking for inside here?
As I'm looking around, I guess Codex, because he is interested in modifying his Codex.
Okay, you walk around and you go to the Codex station, and you see about 5 different scientists all sitting around a table, and all of them are Sin frames. And you see them all look over towards you.
Oh,
hello.
sorry.
They all say in unison, "Hello. Can we help you?"
Oh, they say that entire sentence in unison?
Yes.
I was just curious about the codexes.
Oh, yes. These are TL Codex.
You all synced up?
Yes, these are our frames.
Yes.
And you see them all, like, one's constructing something, one's coding something, one is like attaching everything together, and then you see one is transferring information from one codex to another.
Dr. Cal is just like, ooh, efficiency. Jeez. Dr. Cal watches this for a while.
All right,
it's curious.
You watch this.
Sync up.
You watch this for a while, and it's very interesting watching this. And then you hear someone walk up to you behind you. "Can I help you with something?" And you look. You look back, and you see another Sin frame standing there, and he looks down at you. He's like,
no.
"Oh wait, you are Dr. Cal, are you?"
Yes.
Oh,
Nice to meet you.
Good to have you here. You like what you see?
I am curious by it. I've seen so many sins synced up so well.
Oh, yes. They do really well with the efficiency in basically crafting the codexes that are in heavy demand.
So many technologies. Lab. And he just kind of looks around. Because he of course loves this.
Are you sure you don't want to fill out an application to work here?
I do not have the time currently.
Unfortunate.
We'll see.
And then you see the door slides open, and you see Marmaduke standing there.
I kind of head over towards Marmaduke. I assume he has
And
the codex.
he has the codex, and he steps up. He's like, "Here you are."
Let me think. How much money do I have? 300? 305?
It was 750.
Yeah, 305.
It was 750 for you.
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
So 1,000... That's 1,000 minus 7...
250.
Yeah, but I have 55 left over.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't say that because it was a very low amount of money. So yeah, 305 volts.
305 volts. And the transfer is complete. And you are handed a pristine case.
Yeah.
That has
thank you
the
again.
logo of TL on it.
Thank you again, Marmaduke.
Of course. Of course. It was a pleasure meeting you. I see you met Reggie over there as well.
I'm trying to remember if I've met Reggie before. No, I don't think I have. I guess, yes.
Well, let's get you on your way. Back to your prototype.
And he like pulls out the other codex and like types, text Ashla, being like, "Hey, I need to get picked up."
Alright.
Here in a bit, I'm heading out of TL Frameworks.
You text her that. And then, as you go and head out of TL Frameworks, you go outside. And Marmaduke says, "When you're ready, come back to us. Or send us a message via your codex. You'll have access to all of our information there. And you'll be able to just let us know if you need a scientist to go out and do a diagnostic check on your prototype."
Thank you again, Marmaduke. And Dr. Cal starts like walking to a place where he can get picked up.
All right.
And he like puts the... I don't open it yet. It's still in the box. We'll open it some other time.
And with that, we are going to end the session there.
Ah,
yeah,
glorious.
that was a little bit of a longer one, but it
was a longer one.
It was good.
It was longer for a reason.
There was a lot of information there.
There was a lot of information. Some information I only know out of character. That is now. Wait a second. His name's Marmaduke. Marmaduke has weird eyes.
With that, thank you all for listening to this sixth session. Yes, we were still recording. With the sixth session, and if death comes to you, may you be reborn in power. And credits. I thank you for listening to The Doctor. Be sure to check out the official New Age campaign, now releasing here on the podcast and streaming bi-weekly Tuesdays on Twitch. A link will be found in the description of this entry. And if you want to be reborn yourself, you can subscribe as a Chosen to access Chosen creation and exclusive Codex entries. Until next time, travelers, be safe, stay safe, and if death comes to you, may you be reborn in power.